Hello and welcome back. In this section, I am going to share about email management tips using the GTD methodology. As you know, the GTD methodology was popularized by David Allen. In his best-selling book, Getting Things Done, David Allen explains how to use this simple method in all your work, whether it is paperwork, whether it is emails, reports, at home or at work. So very simple system that I like to share with you, and I have modified and simplified it for easier implementation. The only things that don't go into this system are decorations, supplies and equipment. Everything else, emails, to-do lists, calendar, tasks, well, all these things that are on your mind and in your email that are happening all over the place, that's what we are going to learn. They all go into one big inbox, and from here we are going to process them one by one. The GTD setup itself is extremely simple. All we need is your email application. Whether you use Outlook or you use Gmail or any other similar online application, this method and this methodology works equally well whether on Outlook or on Gmail. Just like for the document management system where we had everything filed under a very simple A to Z system, we will now work on only 3 or 4 folders. You actually don't need more than that many folders even in your inbox. So all we need is 4 simple folders, one for research, one for waiting for items, one for the inbox and one for next actions. That's all. So these can be email boxes, these could be folders, these could be set up as separate offline folders as well. So you can actually create 4 such folders. So you already have an inbox in your mail. All you need to do is to create 3 more subfolders: research, waiting and next actions. And separately, we will create A to Z filing system by using a simple folder. And we are going to file everything just in these 4 folders. If you really need, then we might create a 5th folder. We will discuss about this. Just like the document management system, we are going to create an alphabetical filing system for all our projects. All the projects will go into a single projects folder, under which whether we can file our house extension project, our ABC project, the staff related emails, anything related to insurance for your car or any other things. We can have one folder that will contain everything regarding finances, and we can create a separate folder for marketing. These are just for example. You decide how many folders you need for your use, and your folders will vary in number and in the names. For all our scheduling purposes, we will be using a calendar. You can use the inbuilt Outlook calendar, the Office 365 calendar, or you could use an online calendar like the Google Calendar, the Yahoo Calendar or any other calendaring application that you wish. Just remember, we want to stick to only one calendar. That way everything is in one place and it provides us with greater mobility. Anytime you can check and see what you are scheduled to do, when you are scheduled to do. You don't have to hunt and search for information all over the place. The benefit of such online folders is that they are perpetually synced. That means available all the time. So to begin, we start with the inbox. In your inbox, you are collecting all kinds of things to do, projects to work on, and even recreational ideas and things that people often forward to us. Well, you want to process it all and have one place where you can always find what you really wanted to find. So from the inbox, we collect this stuff and then we decide what actions we are going to take. Once we know the action, we will actually take the action, and that's it. You don't have to remember this thing again and again. With the action taken, the system will now remember it and will remind us if we need to be reminded. So to begin implementing the GTD methodology, once we have the setup completed, all we need to do is to open our inbox, which contains all the emails, and then simply start processing each email. Just remember, we only want to touch one email once. So very simple, pick an email, and generally I would recommend to start with the latest email first. That means last in, first out. Take the email and then decide what you want to do with this email. There are literally only a handful of items, a handful of choices that really exist. So what are these choices? Well, very simple. If this email is useless, junk, simply delete it. Once you have deleted it, you don't have to bother about it. It will be cleaned from your inbox. But let's say this is a useful email. It's not junk. So what else? You did not delete it. Then in that case, we will apply a 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule simply says that if this email response can be done within 2 minutes, that means don't put it down, simply process it. Do whatever it takes and finish it. That's one less item on your list. Now the third thing that could happen is you are not the one going to do it. Maybe you want somebody else to work on it. Simply delegate the email, forward the email with instructions, and now the work is off your list. You have delegated it to somebody else. You just need to keep track so that the delegatee will actually complete the work, and if they don't, we can check back with them because we would have set up reminders for them as well as for us. Now if you can't delegate it, you are going to do it yourself, but it can't be done in 2 minutes. Maybe it's to write the proposal, which you know it will take at least a couple hours or more. Well, in that case, we are going to defer it, but we simply won't move to another email. We will actually book some time with ourselves in the calendar. Don't defer it without any start date. So put it in with the date, put a reminder to say, remind me at this date on this time to do this task. Then you don't have to worry about it. The system will remind you at the chosen date and time. And if there's nothing much to be done, then the last thing you could do is to simply file it away. That's where our A to Z named folders come in handy. So we simply move it to a folder for a particular project, or for further processing, or for later archival. So as you can see, there are only 4 or 5 choices that can happen. If it is junk, delete it. If you are going to do it and it's doable pretty quickly, simply do it. If it is going to take time, then defer it to some other date and time. If somebody else can help you do it, delegate it. And if you simply want to keep it, then move it into an archive folder in the simple alphabetical system so that it becomes easier to find it. That's about it. So when it comes to folders, all you need is one folder for your inbox, one folder to track the things that you have to do, the next actions. These are the things that you have actually deferred because they are going to take more than 2 minutes. The third folder is your waiting for folder. If you are waiting for something from another person, maybe it's things that you have delegated, simply move them to that waiting for folder, which you can review once or twice in a day to see if something is due or if something needs chasing. And the fourth folder is your archive folder, your main filing folder. This is where you keep the emails that you really want to keep for future. And within this, you could keep some more subfolders, or you could just dump everything in one common place. So that's it. It's a very simple system and only 3 or 4 folders that you really need.